Oh, good evening, everyone. I'm Ananya Batra, the moderator for the Progressing 3 Weeks Online Internship Program for Building Leaders of Life Skills offered by us. I today, on behalf of Anand Global Foundation, welcome each and every one of you to the final presentation session, and we look forward to a successful journey with you. Welcome aboard. I hope the experience for everyone has proved out to be exemplary and purposeful, and the research on the topics assigned to you have led you to a worthwhile journey. With immense delight and honor, I welcome our esteemed and eminent jury members, Ms. Jaswinder Gandhok and Ms. Nikita Tomarman. Ms. Jaswinder Gandhok is a versatile and visionary educationist with more than 20 years of experience in teaching and heading CBSE schools as a principal across India. She is currently serving as the principal of Gurukul World School, Mohali. Moving on, we have Ms. Nikita Tomarman, who has over 2 decades of broad expertise of inspiring students while working in schools affiliated to different boards such as the CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. She is currently serving as the principal of Indraprastha Global School, Noida. Thank you very much, jury members, for gracing the final presentation. We are highly appreciative of your presence today. Thank you. This evening, Team Stone to Fossils are here to present and enlighten us on the topic Being Resilient, the new mantra of life. Now, I would like to introduce, recognize, and thank the entire team on board. Let's meet the team. The team is mentored by Ms. Jasmeet Kaur from Delhi and co-mentored by Ms. Sanchita Kapoor from Delhi again. The interns are Adya Yadav from Madhya Pradesh, Ashi Aluk from New Delhi, Kanishka from Haryana, Molly Sharma from Haryana, and Myra Chaudhary from Uttar Pradesh. Team Stone to Fossils, are we ready with the presentation? Show me a thumbs up if you're all set and ready. All right, then we're good to go. Without any further ado, let's begin with the presentation. Over to you, Team Stone to Fossils. All the very best. Break a leg.
Hi Sanjata, how are you?
Hi Jasmeet, I'm fine. How are you?
Just don't ask यार, इस कोरोना के चक्कर में लाइफ कितनी नेगेटिव हो चुकी है. Please help me.
That is so sad, Jasmeet. Well, do you know about resilience?
Resilience? No, what is resilience?
Well, let me take you on a journey where I will teach you the various aspects of resilience and help you to change to a positive lifestyle. And I
Wow.
promise, after this presentation, you will be a new, resilient, positive person. Well, let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Time and again, times that we live in, species that we are, and most importantly, the planet that we exist on, exists because of the divine power present in all of it, the power of resilience. A hearty good evening to the ladies and gentlemen from Team Stones to Fossils. We present to you our piece of work on the vibrant theme, resilience, an important mantra of life. Time and again, adversities, disasters have struck on us. And from us, I don't just mean mankind, I mean every bit of life present on this planet. We regrew. Every animal, plant, and human has learned to outgrow their problems. Where the eagles developed to rise above the clouds, or the birds learned to hide in the shades of trees during rain. And mankind, special of all, gradually learned to build its own shape. What is it if not resilience against harder situations? The earth, it regrows. Every time it leaves shed, new ones grow. Its barren land, slowly and gradually, but becomes fertile again. Each tsunami, each earthquake leaves a scar, but from that scar rises life again. But these examples were never and not are enough to present to you even a glimpse of the majestic beauty of resilience. So here I invite my teammates to present to you and take you further on this journey.
Now, what is resilience?
Wait! You guys forgot to introduce me. Not introducing the co-assistant mentor? Never heard of.
Oh, come on, Cyborg. There's nothing as co-assistant mentor.
I don't like her. Anyway, hello Judy. I'm Cyborg, the cutie. your beguiling oblong resilience guide.
Wait, guys. First, let's get to the topic and understand the term resilience. So, resilience is the ability to withstand adversity and bounce back from the worst of times. Resilient people don't wallow on failures. They acknowledge the situation, learn from it, and move forward. Resilience theory helps us to recover from the difficulties that have taken a toll on us. It argues that what is important is how we deal with the difficulties rather than the nature of adversities. This theory is a combination of 7 C's and 3 P's. The 7 C's are first, competence. These include self awareness, self regulation, optimism, strengths of character, mental agility, and connection. By being aware of and using various resilience competencies, challenges can be resolved easily and can be significantly reduced. Second, confidence. The solid belief in one's own abilities is everything. If confidence can be undermined, it can be bolstered too. Confidence comes from building real life skills that parents and educators can teach and nurture. Third, connection. Being part of a community helps kids know they are not alone and that they can develop creative solutions to problems. Teams and clubs can provide this.
The next C is character. In our growth group, teenagers are empowered to recognize that they have the ability to make choices so that they can make wise decisions. The next C is contribution. Young people who contribute to the well-being of others will receive gratitude.
He is right. And you know what I think?
Come on, Cyborg, let me complete.
You all talk about gratitude, but you don't show me gratitude.
Oh, the next is coping. Young people who have a variety of healing coping strategies are less likely to get stressed. The next is control. Young people who understand privileges and respect make wise choices and are under control.
The 3 P's of resilience are first, personalization. You are not responsible for every situation. We should learn to differentiate between failures and blames, to personalize and what not to. Moreover, we should learn from our own mistakes. Second, pervasiveness. Pervasiveness is thinking a bad situation applies across all areas of your life instead of only happening in one area. People sometimes start feeling that all areas of their life can be impacted due to the bad situations, making it difficult for them to get out of it.
Third is permanence. Everything is ephemeral, be it the joyous or sad occasions of life. We often project our current feelings out indefinitely. We feel anxious, which leads to more anxiety, and furthermore, we should accept our feelings and recognize the fact that circumstances would soon change for the better. In a nutshell, we must recognize the faults, learn from the obstacles and failures, be resilient, and bounce back with motivation and enthusiasm.
Anushka and Ashi, not that your point is totally irrelevant, but yeah, all bad things do happen to me. I know I'm not responsible. I mean, how could I be? I'm such a cutie pie.
Yeah, Cyborg, you're such a cute guy. Now, let's come to why is resilience an important mantra of life. So before we try to elaborate on the points why is resilience important, let's try to actually and finally understand resilience in a clearer aspect. And since there is no better way than imagination to do so, let's do it with the help of imagery. Imagine resilience as a semi-permeable layer. Semi-permeable is a layer which allows selective access beyond it. Now, resilience being semi-permeable will allow only selective thoughts and ideas in our mind. Because developing resilience against something should not be resilience against all of it. Many instances, even though negative, contribute in making a part of our personality as we grow older and older. So, as much as it is necessary to keep the cynical and gloom ridden thoughts out of our mind, like Cyborg, it is equally necessary to let the positive learning out of them seep deep inside.
Like acknowledging what a great friend he is.
Oh yeah, Cyborg, you are a great friend. Now let's come back to why is resilience an important mantra. First, because it is important to grow resilience even towards your own self. The human mind is believed to be the most powerful weapon, but it ought to be understood as a highly potential, yet the most gullible force driving a human mind. It is extremely essential to protect it from what we even ourselves think. Imagine thoughts as hypotheses dwelling around about us, and it is our acceptance that will merge them in our thinking or reject them. Consistent negative thinking can lead to decaying one's resilience capacity and can lead us to believing in the power of negativity more than that of positivity. And further, this can lead to prolonged sicknesses, psychological or physical, even minute ones, troubles that make it difficult to rise above them. Secondly, because of the infamous misunderstanding towards critics and criticism. We usually have a tendency to misunderstand criticism as a negative outlook of the critics, whereas it is very much possible for it to be true. Most critics have a positive message wrapped in their words, because if perceived rightly, it can lead to personality enrichment and confidence building.
Thirdly, connection of your physical self to your mental self. A physical impairment or prolonged sickness may pull a person down into the depths of hopelessness. This happens because we forget that our body is connected to the indestructible and eternal part of us, that is, our mind. The mind may not magically heal our impairments, but it can give us the strength to rise above the fear of what we have lost and look towards what more is undiscovered by us. Create your own mantra. A life mantra is an affirmation to motivate and inspire you to be your best self. Resilience motivates us to remain open, flexible, and willing to adapt to change. We can even create our own mantra. Step 1, write on a piece of paper a couple of positive thoughts. Step 2, look at yourself in the mirror with a big smile. Step 3, don't say, but talk to yourself with belief in those positive thoughts. Step 4, repeat it twice a day, every day. And step 5, ignore cyborg as much as possible and let marvelous things happen to you.
Hi, I'm back again. And I'm here to tell you a tale about Dwayne Johnson, the actor of the franchise movies Fast and Furious, and a very renowned WWE fighter, better known as The Rock. Did you know? In a 45-minute planned match, 15 minutes in, he pulled his adductor off of his pelvis. Not as gory as it sounds, but 1,000 times more painful. Do you know what happened next? They played out the entire match, and he walked out on his own 2 feet. Simply because, and I quote him on this, the odds are against you. People are watching and the team depending on you. You either say, I'm done, or whatever is going on is temporary. And down the road, it might come back to me, but I'm not going to let this opportunity go by without giving it my all.
Oh, wow. Good to know you aren't just annoying and can come handy sometimes too. Anyways, now let's talk about some resilience strategies. First, find a rope team. Surround yourself with the ones who lift you up in depressing times and encourage you to be the best of yourself in this constantly changing life. You will be unexpectedly and truly empowered when you're surrounded by the ones who work with you to success. Second, find more about resilient people. Learning about others who value resilience empowers one to highlight his or her hidden resilience and move ahead to empower others as well. Stories bring greater impact to people's life than advice, and hearing the stories of those who rose above their problems and live a respectable life encourages one to look confidently at the obstacles one faces and come out stronger than before.
The next is to be kind to yourself. Resilience skills can be grown and refined at any stage of life. Being resilient allows you to take pride in yourself and work on your limitations. Reflect and journal. A great way to encourage yourself to work on resilience is to reflect on your day and every night create a journal. Journals can be in the form of diaries or video diaries. As we all know, resilience is very important. So let's now learn how to be resilient. There are multiple forms of resilience that one can develop. From residing in a single person to a community as a whole, resilience is more of an essential life skill that we realize. Now, what are the various forms of resilience? Emotional resilience, physical resilience, social resilience, mental resilience, and community resilience. All right, now how can we develop resilience? We need to be self-aware because it helps you to see yourself clearly and thoroughly. When you are self-aware, you are able to hold yourself accountable for all the actions instead of blaming others because you can see yourself in the real light. With self-awareness, you are set up for more success in personal development.
We need to also learn how to keep calm under pressure. The ability to stay calm in difficult and burdensome times is highly valuable yet most ignored. Remaining calm prepares you to face any obstacle and still make rational decisions on how to combat it. Calamity and calmness go hand in hand when faced with adversity. Both of these characteristics become the key to overcoming it in a positive manner.
Ah, there's a cockroach! There's a cockroach! Keep it away! Keep it. Oh, sorry.
What I know. Empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It is the capacity to place oneself in another's position as if we were feeling it ourselves. When a resilient and aware person can also show empathy to those around them, they will have the ability to understand and act on a situation better because of the widened range of perspective and open mindedness towards others' emotions. Optimism. They say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When difficult times hit, an optimist's basic instinct is to plan on overcoming it rather than dwelling on the thought of why did this happen to me. With all their energy focused in a positive way, optimistic people have the potential and will to be resilient and rise above all the troubles. Resilience, an important key to overcome problems. Resilience can come to aid to prevent or even cure mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, and many more disorders left untalked. Being resilient when faced with problems or adversities and treating them as a challenge can help us overcome them easily. It may not magically vanish your problems, but it can make it easy for you to face them. It can also help us get through the pandemic without panicking and letting our loved ones panic, and with a healthier mindset.
Now, before we move further, let's get familiar with one very important term, resilient reintegration. It is a concept in which confronting to the adversities leads to new levels of growth in individuals, as well as a belief held by some Aboriginal educators is that resilience is an innate quality that just needs to be properly awakened. Let's learn how it can help in confronting social injustices. And the examples I'm going to provide with are just a small part of the mega diverse kinds of social injustices existing in our society. So the first one is gender inequality. Women experience vulnerability to physical health and safety risks, psychosocial health risks, and risk of inadequate healthcare. They respond to these vulnerabilities but developing resilience to the strategies of becoming harder, making the best out of their situation, and growing above societal pressures, expectations, and conventions of an ideal woman. But patriarchy does not affect one way. Men too are bound in the invisible chains of patriarchy, which are spoken of less. Knowing and learning more about resilience has helped them too to overcome the status of masculinity and manly power and manly work.
Hello? Don't forget about fictional robots. They are discriminated against too. Oh, the eyes people look me with. मैं कोई दुनिया थोड़ी ना कॉन्कर करने वाला हूँ अभी.
Oh, God knows what brews inside his mind. Anyways, coming back to the topic. Second is racial discrimination. According to numerous studies, adversity is linked to enduring legacies of colonization, continuous and cumulative transgenerational grief and loss, systematic injustices, racism, and discrimination. These external factors of adversity are unique to Aboriginal populations, as they are the protective factors that include strengthening connections to culture, community, heritage, and land, which contribute to individual and collective resilience. In the same way, resilience also helps overcome other different and varying types of inequalities and injustices faced by people every second, every minute, all around the world.
Mental health. Resilience is thought to be an important component of psychosocial adjustment and is associated with mental health. It can be viewed as a defense mechanism which enables people to thrive in face of adversities.
COVID-19. The worldwide outbreak of coronavirus, COVID-19, is a source of unexpected stress and adversity for many people, involving acute crises and loss events, disruptions in many aspects of life with evolving conditions. How a family deals with stress and loss is crucial. Therapists can assist families with strengthening key transactional processes for mutual support and prompt active efforts to overcome challenges. In gaining resilience, they strengthen bonds and resourcefulness in meeting future challenges.
In the COVID 19 pandemic, many families are experiencing an ongoing, pervasive sense of loss. The tragic deaths and threatening loss of loved ones, the loss of physical contact with family members and social networks, the loss of jobs, financial securities, and livelihoods, and the threatened loss of hopes and dreams for the future. We are relational beings. Resilience in response to loss and other major disruptions does not mean just bounce back, quickly rallying and moving on unscathed. Healing and resilience are forged gradually over time. It is important to realize that resilience does not only exist at the individual level, but also at the community level. In any societal ecosystem, there is a certain level of shared resilience needed to be able to overcome the stress of the coronavirus pandemic and recover to normal levels of functioning. This shared resilience is vital to face the current challenges together. In any of This is an opportunity to cultivate a stronger nation by practicing strategies of resilience during the pandemic. We will be more prepared for the next inevitable crisis.
Now we present a small film created by our editor Myra. Ashi as Ashi, Myra as manager, Adya as roommate, Molly as mom, Anishka as psychologist. So here we go.
Miss Ashi, this is to inform you that you have been transferred to Assam branch of Tata office. You need to join from 10 July or resign.
What? Is this a joke? Hello, this is Ashi. I would like to speak to the manager, please.
Hello, this is the manager speaking.
Ma'am, I've been sent an email regarding my transfer. I'm sorry, but I cannot transfer. I would like to stay here, please. And as you already know, it's not at all possible to move from Delhi to Assam amidst the lockdown. And
Calm down, Ashi. I'm sorry, but it's not up to us. It's up to you whether you want to accept or decline. You don't have a choice.
ma'am, but
You need to do it eventually. It's better now. You're an adult, Ashi. Get yourself together.
Hi, Mom. I wanted to tell you something. I lost my job.
What?
Everything will fall in place, I promise.
Stop it.
Grow up, Ash.
My whole life is falling apart. I'm stuck alone in this big apartment. I even lost my job. I can't even express what I'm feeling. Everyone has shouted, take me in the room. Everyone is spend time for me.
It's okay to be stressed and worked up during this pandemic. Talk to your parents. Don't you find that to be comforting?
God, don't ask.
Look, all I'm saying is there are so many people just like you who have lost their jobs, who are suddenly stuck all alone. There are children who have gone through tough times like this, but that doesn't mean that your feelings are not important. You need to apply different strategies to solve your problems. Don't try to cope with them, try to solve them. There are going to be difficult times when you will not want to get positive. But for those tough times, you have to remember that it is the situation controlling you. You have to be the in charge of yourself, not the difficulties. Absolutely not. One big mistake that you can avoid is to constantly dwelling over the thought that you are mentally ill. This can lead you to negativity when you need positivity the most. It won't have been a bad thing if you were, but the good thing is that you are not. I'm here with you in every step. All you have to do is to be resilient and only be resilient. So be thankful for whatever you have and be resilient to leave behind everything that is troubling you.
I hope this video helps portray the stigma about mental health, how it is okay to have problems, and eventually find a solution for it. Rise above it with the help of resilience.
Hope you didn't miss me much. This time, I'm here to share a life lesson with all of you. When life has you on the ropes of your boxing ring and the world thinks you're going down, do what Buster Douglas did. In case you don't know who he is the only man to get back up after getting knocked out by Mike Tyson. Get back up, start hitting, start struggling. Don't give up, do not back down. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. When starting again, don't think you're starting from scratch, you're starting from experience.
Well, we have conducted the survey of 250 respondents and now would like to share the objectives and analysis. Question 1 and 2, which were necessary questions, were necessary questions, that is, of gender and age, respectively. Moving on, question 3. Do you know what the word resilience means? The objective was to understand whether people were aware of what resilience was and to know the awareness of a society. Here, 222 people knew what resilience was, while 19 were unsure and 12 didn't know. Question 4. Would you describe yourself as a resilient person? This question was to make people think deeply whether they practice resilience in life or not. 145 people described themselves as resilient people, 84 were unsure, and 24 didn't agree to it. Question 5. What will you do if you're stuck with a problem? This question helps people to self-introspect the ways of dealing with a problem and also to understand the patterns of how the majority of people deal with their problems. Over here, 6 people voted that they would give up, 216 would try to overcome it with the best possible situation, 45 would try to avoid it by engaging themselves in different activities, and 19 wouldn't bother about their problem. Question 6. Do you encourage others around you to be resilient too? People usually encourage others to be resilient, but do not do it themselves. Just the way they give advice to others, they too should tell themselves to be resilient. 195 people voted yes, 42 maybe, and 16 for no. Question 7. What or who inspires you to be resilient? The objective was to identify what the main source of inspiration was. 126 respondents voted friends and family, 88 voted nature and the environment surrounding them, 30 voted celebrities and idols, 51 voted their competitions, and 137 voted past experiences and struggles. Question 8. Do you think resilience is a learnable skill? This question was taken into account to know whether people were aware of resilience being a learnable skill. 184 respondents thought resilience was a learnable skill, 46 were unsure, and 23 didn't think so. Question 9. How do you deal with setbacks and pressures? The objective was to identify how people dealt with their problems. 121 people voted that they took advice from their friends and family. 191 voted that they try to remain calm and think of a solution. 9 voted that they consult a psychologist, and 18 voted that they panic and find it rather difficult to think of a solution. Question 10. Have you ever encountered any sort of problem in your life? The objective was to make our audience understand that everyone has problems in their life. And what matters is how we deal with it. How we respond is the key. 217 respondents have encountered a problem in their life, while 6 haven't and 30 were unsure. Question 11. What other activities do you do in order to cope with problems and build resilience? The objective was to know what kind of activities they did in order to help themselves stay calm. Listening to music is one of the most commonly voted, and I completely agree. Question 12. What kind of stereotypes do you think affects a society the most? This question was taken into account to understand some major problems and stereotypes that prevail in the society and make our audience aware of how they are affecting all of us and to take a pledge to be non-judgmental.
On this note of resilience, I would like to present a self-written poem on comebacks. I saw a leaf floating in the air, coming down to earth at my feet. Loud steps coming down the street. With a crunch, they recede beyond the scenery. I look up at an old balding tree. Its bark had grown as strong as a shield. It must have seen a few hundred summers, 100 rainstorms, and 100 thunders. Yet look at the old mighty god, standing so pathetically still, as all its leaves turn in their sleep, brown and dull with grief. You and I aren't all that different. Adversity cuts us down to size. Our edges grow dull with passing time. And there are times we can't do anything about it. But even if we survive for just one more season, we'll be blooming again, dear.
I am so glad, Sanchita. I came with you on this journey. Thank God. Now not only I know about resilience, but its importance. And problem तो सबकी life में होती है यार. Life brings uncertainty with it. But what is certain is our response to it. And now I know that resilience is a learnable skill, and I'll definitely use all the resilience strategies in my life.
Well, that's the magic of resilience, Jasmeet. We all feel and think that once we fail, we cannot get up. We cannot start a new version of it. But it's not true. Every stopping point is the beginning of a new journey. So I hope, Jasmeet, this helped you. And I hope you are going to take off in this unstoppable journey of yours.
Now, I would like to thank Anand for giving us the opportunity to showcase our presentation, which was filled with everything we had learned in front of you. I hope we helped you understand resilience, a mantra of life, in a better and more fluent way. Lastly, we interns would like to thank our brilliant mentor and co-mentor, Jasmeet Kaur and Sanchita Kapoor, respectively, for guiding us throughout this journey of ups and downs. We are stones to fossils.
Hello, I'm Myra, the quiet editor. Trust me, editing isn't easy, and these guys didn't make it any easier. This internship made me go out of my comfort zone. It was an inspiring experience. I honestly didn't know much about resilience before this internship, but researching about it has helped me understand it, and it has encouraged me to practice it in my daily life. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity and thankful to have such great team members.
Hey everyone, I am Anishka. In other words, the Smiler. This internship was a great experience. I learned a lot from this, like how to deal with failures, how to deal with fear of rejection, fear of missing out, and most importantly, resilience. These life skills are going to help me a lot in my future. Summing up, this was a great and an incredible journey. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Adya, and I'm here with Cyborg. We learned not only about our topic, but also about gratitude, teamwork, good communication skills, and relations, and honestly, so much more. But most of all, I have gained amazing friends, and I know they love their co assistant mentor. After all, I am the best.
Hi, I'm Molly, the writer. And trust me, never trust these people with grammar. This internship has been a tremendous experience. It has taught me that it is okay to fight. It is okay to take a break, and then it is sometimes okay to let go. It has made me see that there is something more than win and loss. A beautiful journey that takes you till the end. And if that's satisfactory, the result is always happy no matter what it is. Do you know? After 2 months of hard work and after reaching to the very finals, I lost. I lost a competition, a very important. Usually, I'd be very hurt and isolated for weeks, trying to understand what went wrong. This internship, the people today I'm presenting it with, and this very topic has made me realize what went wrong. What went wrong is that all I cared after days of hard work and wonderful opportunity I got was winning. I realized, and now I'm grateful that being here taught me to grow beyond my problems, beyond winning and losing, and cherish this moment right now.
Hi, I'm Ashi, the Chuparasta. At first, I had thought it would be a normal, boring experience with just work, work, and work, but I have been proved very much otherwise. It has actually been a very fun and inspirational experience. It's been my utmost pleasure to have worked alongside such a wonderful team. I'm really grateful to have been provided with this opportunity. And honestly, I never thought I was never that resilient and usually ignored my problems. But this internship has taught me to never ignore situations, to always find a way, and that there will always be a solution if we look at it in the right direction.
Now, I would like to invite our co-mentor and a mentor to say a few words.
Good evening, jury, Anna and team, and my fellow mates. I, Sanchita Kapoor, am the co-mentor of Team Stones to Fossil, or mitochondria, as my interns call me, the powerhouse of the cell. Trust me, this was an amazing journey. I thank Anna and team for giving me this opportunity to learn, to grow, to find that part of myself which was missing for a long period of time. Resilience is a very powerful word. It can help you get up, move on, encourage you in the time where you feel hardships, where you're stuck in difficulties, where you feel that this is the end and failures come out. Well, guys, as Elon Musk said, if he had stopped after 7 of his rockets failed, he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be the richest man on this earth right now. And that's it. You need to be resilient. Resilience is a word that we often miss from our vocabulary. We often skip it, but no, guys. Resilience it is. It is the key to success, the key which can help you, bring you to various levels of success. And at last, thank you, interns, for teaching me so much. This journey has been truly memorable, beautiful for me. And I'm also thankful to my co-mentor, Ms. Jasmeet Kaur. Well, here to you, Jasmeet. Take over the stage.
Thank you, Sanchita. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmeet Kaur. I'm the mentor of the team Stone to Fossils. And as Sanchita mentioned before, that these names have been given to us by our teammates. So I have been given the name Sunshine. And I really hope that I was able to provide some sort of information, some sort of guidance to all of you, and was of some help to understand resilience. And as I always say, that Anand provides this opportunity where we can go deep within and bring out the hidden potential inside all of us. Sometimes we make a few mistakes, sometimes we learn something about ourselves that we have never known before. So thank you so much, Anand Global Foundation, for giving us this beautiful opportunity. And thank you, my team, for always being so patient and so, I would say, supportive. And you were always there. Without you, this would have never been possible. And Sanchita, thank you for being such a great co-mentor. And she has always been a pillar of strength to me. And last but not the least, our jury members, thank you for listening to us so patiently. And my team is now ready for any of your questions. Thank you so much.
What a powerful performance, team. Well done. Let's give ourselves a huge round of applause for such a wonderful performance. Well done. An absolutely inspiring and motivating presentation. And we expected no less than the interns of Anand Global Foundation. Congratulations, everyone. I would now like to invite Nikita ma'am to share her feedback about the team's presentation and performance and proceed with the question answer round. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ananya. All right. So congratulations, Team Stone to Fossils. First of all, a very, very, we had another topic at the beginning of the presentations today, hope, which was again a very, hope of course was more abstract than resilience, but resilience is again something which is so, it's so wide and so comprehensive, and it can include so many things in it. And I was just wondering what all could one cover in it, and how will you make it a little more concrete, so to speak. But happy to see the different strategies that you've spoken of. So it was a very scientific presentation of how you can build resilience, which is very important. And resilience is what we identify the pandemic generation with. I mean, that's what they're saying, that if there is one word that you associate with this pandemic and what it will make people, it is going to turn us all into resilient beings. People who are more accommodating of each other's needs, people who are more empathetic, people who set their priorities right in life, people who believe in relationships and the value of relationships. So I think it was a very, very relevant topic, and you managed to bring a lot of aspects into it. I loved the survey, especially, I must tell you, because I think you had an objective behind each question. What is it that you were seeking from the survey, and the percentages that emerged from it? So I think amongst all, the survey was really really well put, because it was not a meaningless putting together of some questions because you had to do a survey. Every question had an objective behind it, and you pointed out the objective to us, so we looked at it from that angle and the learning that we derived from it. So loved that, loved the self-composed poem by Adya. I think it ends on resilience and all about going ahead and carrying forward despite all our challenges and struggles. I love the concept of the 7 C's and the 3 P's. I mean, we keep talking about the 4 C's of education, and now 6 C's, because character citizenship has been added to it. Now you've given me so many more C's to remember, so I really have to work at it to know. Now there are 7 C's and 3 P's, but it sounds really fancy and nice, but each one of them had a meaning to it. It was not meaninglessly just put out there. I have only and I also like the way that you categorize resilience into physical and emotional and community, mental, social, and then you gave examples of each of them. So that was very well done. The gender inequality and the racial discrimination and how it impacts you. So initially I didn't know where we were going, till I realized that okay, you kind of categorized it, and then you were giving me different examples of each. Only one little suggestion to you: whenever you are doing your presentations, now you have a language person and people in it, there were a lot of spelling errors, girls, lots of spelling errors in your presentation. And I mean, they were like so glaring. And sorry, because I think being a teacher, invariably this is an aspect that I like to bring forth to you. What happens is, when you have everything going for you and everything is perfect, these things kind of stand out as something which is not in consonance with how the entire thing was. So just as a suggestion, take care of it whenever you're presenting, because your slide did not have too much content in it, which is a good thing, because you should only have pointers in your slides. So your slides that way were very good. But also, because you had only pointers, if there are 3 words and one of them is spelled incorrectly, it just stood out. So I'll just give you examples of, I noted it down. Permeable was spelled incorrectly. Develop had an additional E to it. Create didn't have an E. Challenges spelling was incorrect. So it was not one. There were quite a few. So first, once in a while, one can understand that it's an oversight. And sometimes it just doesn't click you because so many times that you've done it over. But take care of these things when you're doing it in future anywhere. Because anybody who's looking at something where you are comparing one to the other, there are things that automatically come in play when you're comparing groups. So all in all, but I felt that your presentation, your the idea of keeping a journal, I think you should do it as well. Do you do that? Any of you? Do you do an audio or a written journal? Because I had spoken to one another group earlier, and I had said this only: the diary of a young girl, Anne Franks. I mean, she's written it in the most extreme circumstances, and it's now a cult book, literally, for the young lot to understand. If there was anything called resilience and anybody knew it better at, nearly your age group, it was this young girl who lived through that horrible, times. Maybe she did not survive, but it was her journal which kept her alive for years. So you need to understand that journaling is a very important aspect, and definitely it is something that builds resilience, because whatever you are going through, you put it down in paper, it lightens you. So there were many takeaways from your presentation. I loved it. I loved the way you ended it, with each one of you talking about what your role was. Adya, of course, was I think she broke the monotony of it by every time trying to be somebody who's not all human, as they say, because you are not a robot as well. So that is why the specific term given to you. So wonderful, and my congratulations to the entire team. I have only one question for you. You spoke of so many strategies that you follow to build resilience, and is there any one strategy which never fails you? I mean, whenever you are down and out and you've tried it, it has always worked for you. And it is a mantra that you would like to give to your friends and to anybody who's out there who's not going through the best of times. Any one of these things which has always worked. Yes,
what
Molly.
I think is the main and the best strategy is resilience itself. After failure, the next step to anything is and should be resilience. We are actually confused after we fail, what to do, what not to do. Leave everything. The first step should be resilience of any kind. Find it in your community, in your own mental self, with your friends, in your family, books, songs, anywhere. But first step should be resilience. Build yourself together up, build your confidence again, and then move forward in life.
And all great achievements have come through resilience. And Thomas Alva Edison is the greatest living example. 10,000 times. I mean, how many times can a person fail and still go at it? And finally you have the bulb. And that's why we all are probably able to see each other. You see? So, I mean, he's a living example. And there's so many more from your own community. Like you said, look at examples around you who kind of are, examples of resilience. Your own families, your parents, they have been resilient through these times. They have survived, they have taken care of you. And, parents can't go running anywhere to express their own trauma. And I'm sure they go through it. It's just a human emotion. It cannot be changed just because they're older than you. In fact, for them, the troubles are manifold because they look after, they're thinking of their kids, your future, their own future, their jobs. So you have examples all around you of resilience. Learn from them and take that as stepping stones, any failures. And I think you are good to go. So congratulations to all the members of the team. Excellent being a part of this entire presentation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for such a constructive feedback, ma'am. It was great to hear from you, and we thank you for sharing your review with us. I would now like to invite Jaswinder ma'am to please share her views regarding the presentation and raise any questions you would like to ask our interns today.
Good evening, everyone, and especially Stone to Fossils team. And I would be repeating most of what ma'am has said because she's covered it all, and that is what all I have noted. I think we are on the same page totally. First of all, I would like to congratulate you. Brilliant presentation, and the way you brought forth the points, the essence of the topic is commendable. See, resilience is a major characteristic of the human spirit. Why? Because it deals with self-preservation. So that's the first thing that comes. That's automatic. But then to add to that automatically being resilient, which is second nature to humans, you've told us tricks and techniques to develop and enhance that quality of resilience so that we can overcome difficult situations and problems. And my question now, it's become irrelevant again because ma'am brought it up and said it. So my question was, comment pre and post pandemic resilience. Because again, resilience is one major takeaway from this pandemic. And if we come out of it, it is because of this inherent resilience, which is in each one of us as a human being. I think it's built into us. It's innate. It has been created. It's in our genes, right? So it's in our genetic makeup. So that was the question, but now ma'am has already discussed it. So it's irrelevant, but yes, it is the most relevant topic at the moment, how resilient we have been and we should be. The takeaways, the major stars of this, where I'll give you stars is Cyborg. Yes, as ma'am said, breaking the monotony and adding that little fun element to the serious topic. So that was brilliant. Again, the objectives of the summary, the survey questions. That was really insightful because it made the survey meaningful. It wasn't just rhetoric questions, iska ye answer hoga, iska wo, this is expected. You knew, and that gives us an insight that you knew why you were asking those questions and what you were gaining to learn from the answers, what the answers would tell you. So that was brilliant. Of course, the poem by Adya. So Adya, I'll like to give you another name if you like, Jack of all trades. You can act, you can be funny, and you can write poetry. So brilliant. Then also the mentors. I love the way that they were not passively involved, but they very actively took part. They did not steal the show. the show was still carried on by the interns, but they were there. You know how they came into, they were not passively involved, but brilliant. So they did not overshadow them, but you could see that they were hand holding, and I could make out that how well they would have mentored you throughout the internship. So well done, mentors. And another thing, again, as ma'am had also mentioned, the personalized takeaways that you added at the end. So that just does not just make it a cut and dry presentation where you picked up stuff and presented to us. You showed us that connect you had. So you were involved, you owned the topic, and then you presented it. So I loved that. It wasn't just a third person thing for you. You were actively involved and you owned it, which was brilliant. So you associated with it, you connected with the topic. Well done. So this is what this experience should be all about. It's not about, we all know what is resilience. If you give us facts and figures from net and present it to us, it would be nothing new. It was these personal touches where we could see your involvement, and we could see that the objective I'm sure Anand has in these internships is for you to grow as individuals and to enhance your life skills. So that came forth very, very brilliantly. So well done, team. Again, as ma'am has already said, and your survey also said, you had mentioned 126 of the 250 respondents, which is around 50%, said that they draw inspiration from their family and friends. So we don't need to look for examples in people who are famous. We should be looking around us. We should be looking at our family, our friends, and even within ourselves, and we'll find millions of examples of resilience, because it is an innate quality of humans. So well done. It was engaging. It was an enriching experience to be a part of this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for a profound experience and your inspiring words, ma'am. I would now like to invite Ms. Aarti Girdhar, the President of Anand Global Foundation, to share her feedback and review with us. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, team and jury members, for giving such an input for us. It defines that age do not matter, whether you are a teenager or as old as we are, but still we can learn from each other. This is a 21-day internship, and what I found today is that a kind of meditation, because I feel that you were involved into the topic and then you were evolving out of it. So that is why it appears to me, it's because what meditation do in the beginning, it appears to be boring. And when you are involved into it, you actually start loving it. And this is what I found. Second input that I want to give, you being student, I was expecting a video that reflect a student life. Resilience in a student in this kind of pandemic, how you are coping. So something I was expecting, but anyways, the video was brilliantly made. Some audio somewhere was missing, but still, I find that it's a good effort. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your visionary feedback, ma'am. Thank you so much, respected jury members, for joining us today and giving us your precious and insightful feedback. We would also like to thank the team for joining us and for their wonderful presentation, who have made us all believe that resilience is indeed the key to a successful life. We once again thank you all for joining in today. Take good care of yourselves. Goodbye. Stay home, stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.